those championships that you see people win, um, whether that's a gold medal or whether it's a Super Bowl ring or whether it's like I hit the top list in Inc. 500 or whatever it is, whatever their championship is, that is not luck. That is no championships are won willy nilly. They're never won haphazardly. They're always very intentional. In fact, we call them what in my family and in the teams that I work in within Personal Story Power, this event that I've built, we schedule championships. So me and my family, I have three kids, right, and they're certainly champions, and we've built their whole life around scheduling their championships. In fact, if you guys look behind me, this is what I do with my whole life, but this is what I definitely do with my kids and my clients. We schedule championships. So these are championships, and then we measure them. And you can see these are homemade calendars as they go, and they go all around the room. I never work in 30-day calendars. You know, I don't like 30 days or 31 days. I like 60 or 90. So I make my own calendars. And we measure these championships because I know championships will never be won unless they're scheduled and unless you're taking measurements to go toward the championship. You know, I heard a story of Tom Brady, who's won the most Super Bowls as a quarterback. I think he's won 7, and he's played in 10, but he lost 3. He won 7. And I hear inside of his house, he's got a clock, and the clock is set for the next Super Bowl. This is while he was playing. So the clock is a countdown clock to the next Super Bowl. Now, that might be a year from today. That might be 6 months from today, but he knows the exact days that are left for him to win that Super Bowl. He knows the hours, the days, the weeks, the months, all the way down to the second that the Super Bowl he is scheduled to win. Where most quarterbacks, you guys, are scheduling vacations during the Super Bowl, right? Because that's most players' time off. That's when we're off season. Only the Super Bowl winners and the Super Bowl losers are playing at that time. So everyone else schedules vacations with their family because that's their time off. Well, Tom Brady doesn't do that. He doesn't schedule vacations during the Super Bowl. He's scheduling himself and his team to be in New Orleans or in Atlanta, whatever city is hosting the Super Bowl. So I do the same thing. You're going to do the same thing. This is what we do. We schedule championships like this. First, the idea, let's win. What do we want to win? Do we want to grow our business to this? You know, or do we want to build a company that does this? Is that our Super Bowl? Is that our championship? So we have that idea, right? Then we get together. We come together. 99 of us come together in a room in La Jolla called Personal Story Power. And we have our dreams, we have our vision, and that makes it scheduled because we know we're going to show up in La Jolla for 3 days. Then, while we're there, we scheduled the Ultimate Championship. What we're going to do when we learn during these 3 days to capture the expression of this human body that we have. Once we learn how to do that in a great way, then that dream comes a lot faster. So we schedule that championship. In fact, at the end of the 3 days that you'll spend with me in La Jolla, you guys, we drink champagne. And I don't drink champagne, but I do for this event. I do for championships. You know, they bust open the champagne. I do for this event, and I do when I've won championships in the past. I drink champagne, just a sip, right? Pour it on each other. But in La Jolla, you guys, we actually celebrate the championship with champagne before we've won it. before we've won it. That's how you know you're going to win a championship. You actually celebrate with champagne the impending championship that you haven't even won yet. That's how you win championships. You put a team together, you celebrate before you've won, then you run the miles with each other, this team holding each other to account until all of our visions come into existence. That's why I don't want anybody to go, well, I never really thought about being great. I've never really thought about winning a championship. Well, I never really thought about building a great business or coaching business or being a great doctor or being a great speaker. Never thought of that. I want you to think of that. I want you to schedule it. And that schedule is going to be within the next 6 months. And we're going to get together in La Jolla. We're going to have that championship. We're going to celebrate that championship, learn how to express this human body, and bring this championship into existence. Come join me. Let's win a championship together because no one's ever won alone. If you notice, you don't win alone. Even a tennis player or a golfer, they look like they're alone out there, right? You just can't see the 15 or 30 people that are behind them. The nutritionist, the doctor, the yoga person, the stroke coach, the speed coach, the strength coach, the dietitian, all of these people are standing behind these tennis players and standing behind these championship golfers. There's invisible to you. Well, then we're going to build a championship like that for you. It's my favorite thing to do. Come join me.